Hello guys, this is once again Jacob John from B-Ghud, and as you can see I'm having a couple of guests with me in this particular video. I'll tell you what's the purpose of this video and what you're going to explore later on. So are you guys gonna introduce yourself or should I? You'll introduce yourself. Alright, so starting from my left hand side, let's see who this young man is.
My name is Alvin Kurian and I got an overall band of 7.5 in IELTS.
My name is Manappallil and I've got an overall of 8.
My name is Joel P. Jos and I got an overall of 8 in IELTS.
I'm Rinya Rajan and I got a band score of 7.5.
Alright, so let me just ask questions. Are you guys ready? I'm going to ask one by one lot of questions because I want to have the clarity, particularly viewers, right? You have to give them the clarity about your embarkment in this particular short video. Starting with Alvin, let me just ask him the first question. Could you please just tell me, how did you come into IELTS? Like studying IELTS, how was it for you?
Yeah, since my first year at college, I had this strong desire to pursue my higher education abroad.
Wow.
So I thought IELTS being the first preliminary stage that I had to conquer, I thought I'd take a shot at IELTS.
Alright, so you have to have some sort of an English language test, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so you did your undergrad and now you want to pursue your master's or perhaps any other course abroad, post-graduation abroad. Wonderful. What is your story?
After my graduation, I was so confused of what to do. But then I always had this desire to go abroad and study. So that's why I took IELTS.
Alright, so you guys are like, you want to go abroad and you want to study, pursue your future and everything. It's there, I can understand. Which country do you have in your mind?
So initially I thought of migrating to the UK.
The UK, alright.
So, then after that I changed my plans. So currently I'm looking forward to migrate to Canada.
Canada, wonderful. And which country do you have in your mind?
I'm also planning to migrate to Canada.
You want to go to Canada as well. Canada, of course, it's a large country, so you might be having a lot of opportunities over there. Moving to Joel. So let me just ask Joel, what is his story regarding entering IELTS?
I did a bachelor's degree on petrochemical engineering. It was a very rare course in my country back then when I did it. So as I inquired about the master's opportunities in India, there was not much opportunity that I could find.
Right.
Then I decided to go abroad. All the universities that I had definitely required an IELTS test, so I had to take one.
Okay, so it seems like no matter which course you select, whether it's a rare course or whether it's very common, but still you do have options. You know, of course, taking up an English language test such as IELTS is totally helpful for you. It can come handy. Now moving on to Rini. Rini, tell me, what is your story?
So since my higher secondary, I had this dream to go and study abroad. So after my graduation, I thought of giving it a shot.
Alright, that's really wonderful. So all of them, they have idea why did they take IELTS and everything. Moving on, let me just ask them a little more question. Actually, I want to get all the essence from you guys. Okay, so you guys are friends?
Yeah.
No. You were earlier friends?
No.
Do you know each other?
No.
What about you? No. So you guys came to know each other when you came at B-Ghud, right? Yes. Okay, now let me just ask you something. Why B-Ghud in particular, and how did you come to B-Ghud? Like, what's the ultimatum? Like, you all landed up at B-Ghud, right? How is that?
For me, my sister studied here at B-Ghud during 2012.
Right.
And after that, she got an opportunity to work in the UK as a nurse in the NHS hospital.
All right.
So when I completed my graduation, she actually insisted me that I should definitely go to B-Ghud to crack my IELTS.
All right. So that's some sort of a familial trait or something that you came to B-Ghud. Totally wonderful. And what about you?
I've known B-Ghud since my childhood itself. I used to attend fluency classes here. I can say those classes were so effective. I was so interested. Like, I've never attended any classes with that much of interest. So yeah, it was like a turning point for me.
Note the point, Maria is having a turning point at B-Ghud. So that is Maria and Alvin. Now moving on to Joel, let me just ask him, how did he ultimately land up at B-Ghud?
Most of my friends who decided to go abroad chose B-Ghud, and I asked them and inquired them when I decided to go for an IELTS test. They told me B-Ghud is the best option to go for, and definitely I went for that, and I'm pretty glad I did that.
Right, he is so glad that he got his desired score, or maybe more, I guess, right? Overall, 8 is not a silly matter. Rini, tell me.
Well, some of my friends studied here and they were able to crack IELTS, so they insisted me to come here.
All Alright, so it's another word of mouth. So these were these guys' story. How did they all landed up at B-Ghud? And this is some sort of an amalgamation, right? And you guys are so happy regarding your studies, and it actually shows in your TRF, that is test report form of IELTS. Alright, so I'm not gonna leave them alone. I'm gonna ask another set of questions. So don't worry, not to you. Here, I'm going to target Joel. I'm going to ask Joel. Joel, could you please just tell me, did you have any sort of like a preconceived notion or ideas like how IELTS would be? Would it be easy? Would it be difficult? It's easy for you. You can just simply crack it like that, just like a snap. Could you please just tell me?
Sure. So when I decided to take on IELTS, I had completely different ideas and notions about the test. Obviously, I thought it was very hard and difficult, and I thought I should be mastering the language properly to crack it. But it was very wrong of me to think like that. After coming to B-Ghud and after interacting with the very well educated faculties and trainers of the institution, they made me understand it's not about learning everything in IELTS. It's just about following a proper mechanism and practicing daily to crack IELTS. So I would say my complete notion about the test changed entirely when I came to B-Ghud.
Wow, that's really wonderful. So it seems like what Joel over here is saying, he had some idea regarding IELTS, but he understood the master plan once he entered B-Ghud. He got the exact curriculum, and apart from that, he understood the methodology, right? How you have to study IELTS properly, no matter how many materials are available online as well as offline, or any other hard copies of books. Don't go away. Next question is to you. Alvin, I want to ask you something. Could you please tell me about the modules, right? Which is an easy or which is difficult for you? Because we all know that IELTS comprises of 4 modules starting from listening, reading, writing and speaking. So which one was easy for you and difficult?
Well, initially, to be honest, all the 4 modules were difficult for me. So I think comparatively speaking was the most difficult one, and because the sentence structure, as well as I needed to include complex as well as compound sentence. So in the beginning it was difficult for me to comprehend the basic aspects of speaking. Apart from that, writing was a bit easy for me, so I can say like that.
Well, let me just ask you, writing comprises of 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2. One comprises of graph and the other is like a general essay. It can be any type of essay. So which one was particularly easy? If you don't mind, could you please just expand a little bit?
I think graph is very easy to learn for a beginner itself, because there is a structure. So if the students learn that structure, it will be easy for them to comprehend even the hardest of the graphs.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Alvin. So that is your ideation. I think you guys agree with him, right? Yes, you also might have formulated the same method, and you might have just focused on that particular aspect, what you just said right now. Alright, so they told a little bit about their experiences, but don't worry, the question is not at all finished. Like, I'm going to ask you a little bit more questions, and I'm sure that you guys are going to cooperate well. Alright, Maria, let me just ask you something. He said that particularly Alvin, he just said that, it was easy for him, this was difficult for him, writing, speaking, and everything he said. And let me just ask you, is there any easy way to crack IELTS? Could you please just tell me? You might be having something up your sleeve.
Yeah. I don't think there is any particular shortcut for cracking IELTS. We have to be determined and we have to do hard work. Okay. And with the proper guidance, we can definitely crack IELTS.
Proper guidance and hard work. Yeah. There is no shortcut.
No.
No shortcut at all.
No.
You also agree to that, right? All right. Well, let me just ask you one thing. I'm so intrigued with these guys. They speak English so well. And I don't know why they require a training for IELTS. Could you please just tell me, you guys speak English very well. I'm so enlightened about that. But still, okay, from your face, I can make out that you want to answer this. Really, tell me a little bit about it.
Even though I spoke English, I lacked a lot of confidence. And to reduce my stress and anxiety, I wanted a proper guidance. And especially when we write exam like IELTS, we need to learn more about the structures and need much better English. So that's why I wanted a proper guidance.
Right, proper guidance, hard work, concentration, and a wonderful institute and mentors to just guide you, right? So that is something that is actually spicing up the conversation right now. Now, let me just ask them a couple of more questions, and then let me just go deep down into your mind to figure out what exactly do you have. But wait, Alvin, Balak is on your face. I'm having one question. Let me just ask you. preparing for an international language test or any sort of international test, particularly in English language, people do have a lot of difficulties. What I can call it as a hurdle or a little bit of a barricade or something, like, just have to break open the shell. So, what hurdles did you face when you were preparing for your IELTS?
Basically, I'm a slow learner. So it was difficult for me to understand the different modules in IELTS, and especially I thought reading would be very easy for me. But then I came to understand that I need to read between the lines and have some skill, to understand the material and to grasp the idea so that I can answer effectively to every question.
All right, so no matter how short or long the passage is,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
You were able to just identify the answers quickly
Yeah.
once you came into the
Yeah,
track
with-
of,
with
right,
the-
how to crack reading.
Yeah, with practice and proper guidance, everybody can, crack IELTS very
Definitely,
easily.
exactly. No matter even the question is true or
Yeah.
false or not given, yes or no, it's totally all right from your side, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's really wonderful. All right, so Maria, by looking onto your face, I can understand that why am I not asking you any questions? But don't worry, your anticipation is gonna pay off. Materials, right? To study something, particularly any course or whatever language test or whatever is there out in the market, we need source. We need materials, right? So some people are very, what do you say, comfy by taking up an online material course or a duration, or some people are very comfortable in their own skin when they have a hard copy right onto their hands, right? So what I want to ask you is like, how did you gather or summon up all the materials that you could get to study effectively for IELTS?
Even though there are a lot of materials available in the internet, I didn't find any of that useful. Like the textbooks that were given by B-Ghud was so helpful. Especially the Writing Made Easy book, it was so helpful for me.
All right,
I
so
used-
you follow the materials
Yeah.
that was there in B-Ghud, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I used to write. I used to read at least 2 essays or graph per day, so that those words got registered into my mind. Yeah, it was like a lifesaver for me.
All right. So it's like some sort of a one-stop destination once you come to B-Ghud, right? You get all the materials, you get the good mentors and everything. It's so beautiful, like you're getting everything under one umbrella. All right, so let me just ask them whether they're exhausted or not. Are you guys exhausted?
No.
No, you guys are not exhausted at all. We are having fun, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so Rini, from your face, I can make out you're totally into this particular video and you're ready to answer. Same goes with Maria as well as Alvin. Joe, I can see that you're having some sort of an anticipation on your face, like you want to say something to me. Don't worry, I have a special question for you. So what I'm going to ask Joel is, you might have prepared a lot. You spoke about materials, right? You spoke about your hurdles. You spoke about what all you needed to boost your confidence level, isn't it? So what I'm going to ask you is like, for all of you, just before the examination, you'll be having butterflies in your stomach. Not only your examination, but whatever event you're getting ready for, isn't it? You'll be having a little bit of butterfly feelings, as if you want to throw up, you want to run out of the room, you want to scream, whatever it is. How was it with your case? Like in your particular situation, what exact preparation just before your examination you had to face, and how did you take it?
That's a very interesting question. But before I answer that, I have to really mention this one. I heard the question about the materials, and specifically there was one material called IELTS and TOEFL Made Easy, which completely changed my preparation from beginning to the end. The thing is, everything that a student needs to know about IELTS preparation, starting from the basics to the modules and the advanced levels of the modules, everything is included in the IELTS and TOEFL Made Easy. So I would say that is what exactly changed my preparation. And obviously the teachers told me how to use the book. The thing is, even if you have the material and you don't know how to use it, there's no proper way to crack the IELTS. So they made sure that I understood how to use it. And answering your last question, I was very tense the days before my exam. To be exact, even though I prepared very well and eloquently, the problem was I was not able to get the confidence, especially the days before the exam. But the mentors, even though their work was done after I completed the course from the academy, they made sure they contacted me and gave me the support that's needed. I don't think usually they should not be doing that because their work is done after they finish the course. But they made sure that I understood and know that there is someone to take care even after the course is there. So I would say that is something that's very commendable from the faculty members of the B-Ghud, and they made sure that I was able to go through the process knowing that there's someone to support me. And I would say that changed everything for me and helped me to crack the IELTS.
That was totally awesome, fantastic how he revealed what was his inspiration. IELTS and TOEFL, it seems like the book was in B-Ghud, right? It is B-Ghud's book. B-Ghud Academy is gonna provide you everything, whatever you need. That's what I said earlier, that this is a one-stop destination, isn't it? In your case also, it's the same. What about you, Rini? It is the same. I totally can understand that they were totally equipped. They were fully equipped. They have the idea what to do. And apart from that, I'm so glad that you got a wonderful academy and you got the great mentors who actually helped you to achieve your dreams so that you can come out flying in colors. Thank you so much, guys, for being with there in this short interview, sort of talking conversation video. And I'm so glad that you could open up and I could help you to open up with your IELTS journey. Stay back, stay tuned for such videos from B-Ghud. Once again, this is Jacob John from B-Ghud Academy. Thank you so much.